had the pleasure of being able to take a tour of the Laser Tag Museum, which is hosted in Laser Blaze in Louisville, Kentucky, and I'm getting a guided tour by curator Erik Guthrie. So, thank you so much, Erik. I'm looking forward to seeing the collection, so shall we take a peek?
My pleasure. Let's do this.
Terrific.
At the Laser Tag Museum, we host the most cherished artifacts in the industry. One of them is what we call the first artifact. It was donated by George Carter, and it's a painting of his vision of what laser tag should be. At that time, in 1983, when this painting was commissioned, he called it Photon, the sport of the next century, and we're proud to have that painting on display. Among many of our artifacts of Photon, the sport of the next century, is a poster we refer to as the Herald. The Herald announces the opening of the Dallas Photon facility on March 28, 1984. With a limited edition number of posters that were printed, approximately 6 are known to have existed, and we have the only one remaining on display here at the Laser Tag Museum. Laser tag is not an Olympic sport yet, but it came close. In 1996, laser tag was an event that the Olympians could play at the Olympic Village in Atlanta, Georgia. There were only 16 laser tag packs manufactured for the Curator Olympics, and we are proud to have 4 of them in our collection. One is on display for the public to appreciate. In this industry, many systems inspire other systems. Laser Force, though the oldest continuous operation in the industry, was actually inspired by a system called Voltrek, based out of Adelaide, Australia. Voltrek was actually inspired by Photon. We have a product on display called Voltrek. Voltrek served as inspiration for many different laser tag systems that came after it. It was revolutionary at the time it came out in 1985. And has served as an inspiration for many manufacturers since. We're proud to have both versions 1 and 2 on display at the Laser Tag Museum. The oldest running laser tag facility that has been in continuous operation is located in Brisbane, Australia. It is Laser Force, and it's owned by Len Kelly. Len Kelly, many years ago, donated a Gen 1 Laser Force product. Now, Laser Force has been in business for over 28 years, making this one of the oldest laser tag products that we have on display. We're grateful for Laser Force's donation, and we're proud to have a Gen 1 Laser Force for everyone to see.
What am I holding here?
So that is the number 3rd gun ever manufactured by Zone Laser Tag. That is a gift to Brad Barnes in Australia, and Brad has been generous enough to allow the museum to acquire that. The first several guns were gifted to the beta testers of Zone Laser Tag, and that's the number 3 gun ever made. The Laser Tag Museum hosts many rare artifacts and one-of-a-kind type of products, but we also host a lot of production products. We have a Zone Laser Tag V3 manufactured product from 1993, and it's in near pristine shape. This is a pack that is 23 years old and was actually played in a laser tag arena, and we now have it on display. We host a large collection of prototypes donated by various manufacturers and operators from all over the world. One of the items that we have on display is a Zone Infusion radio prototype. This prototype actually did not go to production, and we have it on display. What makes it very unique is that you can see the radio antenna on the pack. Later's production ended up removing that antenna. One of the most legendary laser tag items to ever exist is the handmade prototype for the Worlds of Wonder Starlight rifle. This item was just rumored to have existed, and no one had seen it for over 2 decades. We're proud to have it on display in the museum by the owner, David Small, who has loaned it to the museum, and now over 100,000 people a year can come by and view it. So the Laser Tag Museum often collects old and rare laser tag equipment, but every now and then we get our hands on something relatively current. As a rule, we don't allow production-made material into the museum display cases to avoid any implementation of sales. But we do have a prototype donated by Pat Holmes of Zone Laser Tag of the current model of Helios Pro. This prototype is very unique and very rare. Only 2 of them exist in the world. One is still in Australia with Pat. The other one is here on display at the Laser Tag Museum. Stunner laser tag is a system long forgotten by most people, but its impact on the laser tag industry was remarkable. It was the first laser tag system that focused mostly on software features and not so much on hardware features, though the hardware features were relatively incredible. It was the first system that could actually track players through a triangulation system in the arena and display it to a monitor out in the lobby. And it was also the first laser tag system that could do 256 million colors. Any player could pick any color in the spectrum that they wanted to play. We are proud to have one of the very first Stunner laser tag packs on display. One of the best known brands in the laser tag industry is Laser Quest. Originated in Manchester, England, they have grown to over 250 locations worldwide. Laser Quest is synonymous with laser games in most of Europe. And about a year ago, I was kind enough to receive a Laser Quest pack that is over 20 years old, and it is in near pristine condition, and it was donated by Laser Quest International, and we now have it on display. Another significant artifact that we have on display at the Laser Tag Museum is the first time laser tag was portrayed on a national television show. In 1999, Spin City, starring Michael J. Fox and Heather Locklear, had the staff playing laser tag. At the end of this show, after it was done filming, the staff signed one laser tag pack. That pack is now on display here at the Laser Tag Museum. In November 2013, Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd, the stars of the famous Back to the Future franchise series, came together for the first time to work on the Michael J. Fox show. And in that episode, they played laser tag. We were kind enough to get Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd to sign the pack that they wore during the filming of the episode. We now have that on display. In October of 2014, I got the phone call to go out to California to be on set for a 2.5-minute episode that was being shot. The episode is called Alice Shoots a Girl, and it's a story that involves laser tag. Ashton Kutcher and John Cryer both were kind enough to sign laser tag packs that they individually wore, and now we have Ashton Kutcher's pack on display and John Cryer's in storage. In September September 2013, I had the privilege to travel to China to see what the culture and the market for Chinese laser tag was like. While I was there, I had the chance to meet with Star Trooper, a local-based laser tag company and manufacturer. After hanging out with them for 2 days playing laser tag in their facility, they were kind enough to donate both a prototype and a production manufacturer of their Star Trooper equipment, which we now have on display. In any collection, you hear of items that exist and you want them on display for the 100,000 plus visitors to appreciate. One such item was a Quasar Mark I pack, of which only 20 were manufactured in 1987. I traveled all the way to Perth, Australia looking for one, and I failed miserably. I came back to the United States, and within a week of arriving, I got a text message of someone wearing a Quasar Mark I pack. That person wearing the pack said they would donate it to the museum if we made a contribution to an Against Malaria Relief Fund to help prevent malaria in Africa. We made such a donation, we're proud of doing that, and today we have one of the very few Quasar Mark I packs now on display. So often I get asked, what is my favorite laser tag pack in the museum? And like any good father, I don't have one favorite pack, but I will tell you that some are more special than others. This is a Laser Force Gen 2 pack. It isn't anything special as far as features or capabilities. I just think it is one of the most attractive looking laser tag packs ever manufactured. Worlds of Wonder is single-handedly credited with creating the word laser tag that is now synonymous with the adventure sport that we play throughout the world. One of the items that they created was the Worlds of Wonder Starlight pistol. The manufacturing was done in black. There were 20 sales prototypes developed, of which only 6 are known to exist. We are proud to have one of them on display. And amazingly, after all these years, it still works. Computer electronics, chips, software programming, radios, plastics, all that is synonymous with laser tag. But could you believe there was a laser tag system that was made out of wood? Battlefield Sports, based out of the Gold Coast in Australia, made a proof of concept laser tag system made out of wood. And we now have that wooden phaser on display. Not everything works at the Laser Tag Museum. It should work. A lot of the stuff has been played hundreds of thousands of times by kids and adults in the course of their lifespan. We actually had a laser tag pack on display from Laser Blast that did not have the electronics in it. Laser Blast sales reps stopped by, saw the pack on display, and asked if they could take it, and they outfitted it with the electronics so the pack would blink and be on display. We appreciate Laser Blast's effort, and we have that pack now here at the museum. In February 2011, a magnitude 6.3 earthquake struck Christchurch, New Zealand. Many lives were lost and a number of buildings were destroyed. One of them housed the laser tag facility. Delta Strike, a manufacturer based in Christchurch, was able to salvage laser tag equipment out of the destroyed buildings, and Delta Strike donated one of those packs to the museum where it sits today, still with the debris upon it. Delta Strike has been a strong supporter of the museum, and we're proud to have this pack on display to honor those lost during the Christchurch earthquake.
Yep. All right, well that was an amazing collection. Eric, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to show me around and show me all the cool collectibles, and we've got a lot of history preserved here at the Laser Tag Museum for sure.
Thank you very much for taking the time to come.
Most certainly. And for those who can't get down here to Louisville, they can still get a peek at the collection online, right?
Yes, we have a virtual museum at www.lasertagmuseum.com.
All right, so check that out, lasertagmuseum.com. Thank you so much, Eric.
Pleasure.